everybody, it's Alex Newton from K-lytics with the Kindle market trends for September 2015. So let's have a look. So let me give you some of the highlights of the K-lytics September 2015 basic report, where we cover 30 main categories in Kindle. Today I want to focus on the sales volume development of some of the categories. The overall picture for the market remains fairly unchanged, with romance, mystery, thriller and suspense and sci-fi fantasy dominating the Kindle market, but there have been a couple of interesting evolutions in some of these categories. If we start with the helicopter perspective of fiction versus non-fiction, we see that the sales of fiction, at least in the top 100, which is highly representative of the rest of the market, the sales for fiction clearly surpass those of non-fiction, and as you see here in the blue curve, which is non-fiction, non-fiction has been on the decline from March to August this year. So yes, on first sight, Kindle is very much a literature and fiction dominated platform. However, there is of course a second part to the royalty equation, and that is the price level of the book. And here we see that the average book prices for non-fiction titles on Kindle are still significantly higher than those for literature and fiction. But it could well be that from a revenue point of view, so sales volume, number of units times these average prices, the markets may be in balance. So as said, let's take a look at the sales volume development of a couple of selected genres. I selected a couple of non-fiction examples here. The first one that really sticks out is Kindle cookbooks. They are really on a decline. I know many authorpreneurs have gone into the cookbook genre because it's very easy to come up with a title outline and basically put together a couple of recipes, recycle them, repackage them and upload the book. I personally have always been very skeptical of this market. There is just too big a supply meeting fairly low levels of demand, and what you see here is the decline in the average sales rank of the top 100 titles. Now mind you, this can also be seasonality, and if we look here at 2014 to the left of the chart, we see that from August to September, October, November, cookbooks achieved a peak, which could well be in the preparation of the Christmas time. But, you know, future will tell, so we keep monitoring the number. Now, self-help is a different topic. We've seen a decline from January this year all the way to the mid of the year. And now from June, July to August, we've seen this uptake again in self-help related titles. And if we look at the last year, this is presumably to continue and reach a plateau for November, December, January, February. As K-lytics Premium and Elite members, you will obviously have access to all the sub and sub-sub categories where you can see the real trending items in this main genre. Let's also take a look at a couple of fiction examples. This is an interesting exhibit here where we compare children's ebooks versus teen and young adult. Now, teen and young adult has always been extremely popular also on the Kindle platform. Children's ebooks was so-so, and it was not until last September 2014, when Amazon introduced that Kindle ebook maker for a children ebook maker, that this genre has really picked up. So there was quite a bit of hype, and now it's been stabilizing here at an average sales rank of about 1,500 for the top bestsellers in the category, and it's not quite as high as teen and young adult, but now has established itself here as one of the top genres. And open parent, despite the new royalty system for borrows, so we have not seen that many titles exit the market. The second example I picked is mystery, thriller and suspense. This is really high ranking. In fact, if we do look at this month's league table, we see that the top 100 bestsellers for mystery, thriller and suspense even surpass the umbrella category literature and fiction. And I think it's for the first time that this genre has hit here the #1 position of the 30 main genres on Kindle. So a big well done for the mystery, thriller and suspense authors and publishers. Congratulations. If we look at the so-called rank momentum, that is the rise or drop of the top 100 titles in any category, we've seen the best sales rank improvement in all those newly introduced technical categories on Kindle: education and training, law, engineering, transportation, politics, social sciences and reference books. So it seems school is starting again in many countries after the summer break, so that could be one of the explanations for this outstanding growth. Then I wanted to highlight one very interesting price phenomena, which is when we look at the average prices of the genres, and the first thing we obviously notice again is that in all the technical genres we have a very, very high price realization. There was an interesting anomaly which really made me think in reference books. And here in reference books we had a very interesting phenomena where the prices were throughout the year pretty stable. If you look at this graph between what is this, $5 and $6.50, and then here in August we see this huge spike where prices shot up to an average of $9 in the top 100 bestseller list. Now, on further investigation, this was not so much an overall trend, but could be traced down to basically a handful of books. Now, the books in questions are actually books, many of them are books about writing here. The Law of Journalism and Mass Communication, the St. Martin's Guide to Writing. Here, this one here, very interesting, the Northern Field Guide to Writing. An average sales rank of here 7,700 during the observation period, an average price of $53 for the Kindle edition. This is very remarkable. So if you check them out here, take this one here, there are a number of different editions of this. So if you click on any one of these, this edition here is now selling for $37.50. The Kindle one, if you go down to the product details, it still has a sales rank now. It dropped a little, but it's still at 16,700. So if we go back to this table, and if you do take this example here of a book that sells at $59, and if the sales rank were to stay at around 10,000 over a 365-day period, the annual royalties would be, because at that price level you get 30% royalty, not the 70%, you'd still, that one book would make $100,000 in royalties. And that really made me think. So first of all, obviously you have to have the specialized quality content in reference books, but also it made me think again about pricing strategy and all those, 99-cent, $1.99, $2.99, $3.99 books. I mean, look at what price many, video-based information products, Udemy courses sell. And, if you have really good information, who knows, perhaps it could be worth trying a high price strategy like many of the specialized reference books do. So food for thought. Talk to you next time. This is Alex Newton from K-lytics, ebook market intelligence for success.